It took 42 years for this island to earn its first Michelin star. When it finally came, it went to ARO on one of the hottest nights of the year, 28 degrees, with dark clouds threatening thunder and rain. We found a meal built on one idea: flavor, flavor and flavor. The first thing I noticed inside ARO was the restraint. The room was almost bare. No tablecloth, no decoration to soften the edges, only the essentials. And above us, a heavy iron hook in the ceiling, a relic from the building's past, quietly reminding us that this place once had another life. If the space was stripped down, the service was the opposite: warm, attentive, the kind of hospitality where you feel seen, as each table was the only table that mattered. The first glass arrived, cold, sharp, alive, condensation running down the stem in the summer heat. With it came the opening snacks: radishes, glossy and bright, dressed like tiny jewels from the garden, golden crisps curved like sculptures resting on warm stones, morels on skewers, earthy and deep, dipped into cold cream, scattered with tiny blooms. They weren't background bites, they were playful, intentional. ARO wasn't here to whisper, it was here to speak in loud flavors. The hirasma was the first dish that set the tone. Slices of the fish lay bright against the ruby red broth of watermelon, green asparagus snapped with freshness, oil glistening like sunlight across the surface. Each element pushed against the other, sweetness against green, delicacy against depth. It was summer in a bowl. The Spanish wine beside it added another layer, salty and mineral like a cool wave breaking against the heavy night. The sledwar followed, wrapped in golden crust. The crunch broke open to reveal tender, delicate fish. Beside it, white asparagus lay in clean lines, touched with egg yolk and the scent of elderflower. It was delicate, floral, indulgent without being excessive. The Loire wine beside it carried the blossoms further, as if the glass itself was scented. Then came a dish that stopped me. A golden potato dumpling crowned with shimmering caviar. Around it, raw oysters lightly kissed by flame and a scatter of kale leaves. Earth meeting sea, the magic came in the service. The waiter lifted an oyster shell, tilting it gently over the plate. From it flowed a champagne sauce made with the oyster's juice, as if the ocean itself has been released onto the dish. Inside the dumpling, sweet leek melted into the potato. It was humble and grand all at once, comfort transformed into luxury. The Bordeaux white beside it was deep and rounded, pulling the earth and the sea together in one long, unforgettable sip. The cod arrived like a shift in tone, snow-white flesh against a deep green pool of parsley. Buttermilk foam drifted across the surface, lifted by the brightness of lemon verbena. It was a beautiful plate, and in taste just as refined, clean, sharp, refreshing, a natural flow of flavor, light and clear. The Portuguese white sharpened it further, mineral and electric, like lightning cutting across the heavy sky outside. By now the storm was closer, the night darker, and the food followed. Quail with pistachio, peas and mushrooms, nutty, earthy and grounding. It slowed the rhythm of the meal, anchoring us in richness after the brightness of the cod. Hidden in the salad, slices of truffle, quiet indulgence turning freshness into something darker, deeper, more luxurious. And the German Pinot Noir beside it was light in the glass but spoke with darker tones. Cherry, forest, autumn leaves. It felt like another season had just entered the room. By now we were full, not just with food but with flavors and impressions. And when the cheese course arrived, we almost passed. My wife never eats cheese, ever. We even whispered about skipping it. Deichkäse. The cheese itself was remarkable, yet what truly stunned us was the way it was served. Honey dripping straight from the comb. Golden, sticky, alive. My wife was suddenly in heaven. I watched her close her eyes and smile and realized this wasn't just a dish, it was a moment. And now rhubarb arrived, scattered in a bowl of white and red. At first glance it looked like popcorn. Light, irregular, almost playful, but it wasn't. It was crumpled meringue, sweet and delicate, mixed with almonds and lifted by the lemon thyme. The golden dessert wine, the sharpness softened into harmony without ever losing its spark. We carried that feeling with us, still warm in our bodies when we stepped back into the night. Raindrops had begun to fall. On the walk to the train, my wife slipped out of her shoes. She walked barefoot through the wet streets, while the soft rain carried us home. And I realized I was high on a rare kind of happiness, the kind you only get from an extraordinary meal, extraordinary hospitality, and sharing it all with the person you love the most. That is what it feels like to dine at ARO.